Hello YouTube and look at episodes 9 and 10 in the Symphogear G reaction series. It's Friday, we're back here again, more Symphogear, please be excited. I should have a little bit more time this week, so it shouldn't be as rushed. Sorry about last week, it kind of snuck up on me a little bit. I did like 40 something hours last week at work, and I also got like 2 videos out, so I was pretty proud of myself. I thought that was a good effort. But enough about me, more about you guys, into the comments summary right now. I really enjoy Vitaly Kuzmin's comments. He kind of links some time codes and some little jokes and stuff, and I always go back through and I'm like, oh yeah, I did do that. That's quite funny. I enjoy them. They're quite enjoyable. Please click on them if you see them. Kasogtha had a really long, detailed comment that brings up basically half the points I'm going to talk about now, so thank you for that. So first, they bring up some of the similarities between Hibiki, Maria, and Kanade's songs, kind of using different parts, different refrains, similar names, sometimes even covering each other's songs, that kind of thing, all involving this kind of Gungnir idea. And you can draw different inferences from a lot of different stuff there. That's fun. Tsubasa does indeed have a sick bike. This time, instead of discarding said bike, she kind of incorporated it into one of her moves. She didn't literally transform into a bike, even though that would have been fucking sick. But she didn't. She just kind of turned it like into a sword. She put her blade on the end of the bike, and it was, yeah, as I said before, sick. Vopa also had some comments regarding that. If the X-ray scans that we see are to be believed, Hibiki is in a very bad way, because if we actually look at it and it's an accurate scan, there's so much like vines and shit going through her and like rocks and relic stuff that she basically already is almost half relic. You know what I mean? Like put a picture of it up here in editing me. Like that's a lot of like relic juice inside of her. Kasogtha also noted kind of Chris and Tsubasa's reaction to Hibiki's news, kind of reverting back to their old ways a little bit. So Chris is initially very outwardly angry and aggressive and that kind of thing, and Tsubasa closes up a little bit more and says, "I need to become a sword. It's a problem that I am feeling this way and should have discarded more stuff from myself and worked harder, and I could have prevented this." You could also spin it another way, like, hey, I would rather lose my relationship with Hibiki and my friends and keep Hibiki alive. And then you add that in with a lot of the Kanade baggage. There's a fair bit going on there. Compare and contrast this with Hibiki's feelings on it as well. It is her nature to save people, to help people. That is what she does. If she is literally unable to do it because of some kind of medical condition, then that's not going to sit right with her. You can see it reflected in that aquarium scene where she's kind of second guessing her whole kind of deal while she's looking at the fishes. It's pretty cool. So the name of episode 8, I believe it is Miracles Are a Cruel Legacy. The miracle of Kanade's legacy is killing Hibiki, or the miracle of everything that went on with Gungnir has now expanded out. Yeah, it's a cruel legacy indeed. It's kind of in that magical girl mold as well, in that something that you're using to save people is maybe subsequently killing you a little bit, or disadvantaging you in some way, I would say. Apparently there's a spin-off manga about Shirabe in an apron, or like as a kitchen maid or something to that effect. So that sounds random, but sure. I'll check that out by the end of the series. Oh yeah, I've got to do the OVAs as well. I've got to remember to do that after this season 2 OVAs. Look forward to them. Hikasa Yoko as Maria does some really great VA work. As I've said before, kind of playing these characters that are outwardly really confident, but inside have a little bit more, nervousness going on, a little bit more softness, I guess. Like some kind of cream egg, like hard on the outside, soft on the inside, that kind of vibe. You can kind of evidence this through the whole "don't panic" debacle we had at the end of episode 8 there. So yeah, and that concludes Kasogtha's comments, really, with a little bit of help from Vopa there as well. Otro implies that we're apparently getting a bunch of cliffhangers coming towards the finale, so after each episode there's going to be something massive that happens, and it's going to change everything, and I'm gonna have to stop watching for 7 days. So that's going to be really awesome. I can't wait to do that. Apparently Kirishira is Kirika and Shirabe's couple name, so we'll be using that one, Kirishira. There's also Dimji, I'm going to say, with Dark Magician Girl plus G, which is, this Dark Magician Girl, which is your Kirika, and then G is what Shirabe says, so that kind of makes sense. It's also the babies. I'm not going to use that one. That sounds like I'm German and saying the baby. I'm not going to do that. Either way, those comments by Ray Shadow and Bamps. Ray Shadow also had some corrections regarding my little timeline. I hope I don't need to make a Monogatari-esque timeline that I've had to make over there, but anyway. It's kind of concert happens, then Hibiki gets bullied, then years pass, and then they join Lydian. So the concert stuff was when they were in middle school. I didn't pick that up, or at least didn't remember it. And at least I know it now, so there's a big gap there is my point. Maybe they're going to fill in some more stuff there as the series goes on. There was a lyric change in Hibiki's song that I noticed in episode 7, I believe. That's just the second verse of the same song. The second verses we rarely hear, and I'm guessing they're in the actual recordings that you can listen to outside of the show. And there was some discussion as well about the difference between a linker overdose versus, like, superb song backlash stuff. And the superb song backlash stuff's way worse than a linker overdose, which was the thing that Kirika and Shirabe had. So when you have like a superb song backlash, you end up in like a hospital bed or dead. And when you have a linker overdose, you just hit your head on a bunch of like steel beams. One is way less severe than the other is the point, and one is incurred by the drug, and one is incurred by singing the superb song. Makes sense. Either way, that was a comment by Bamps. Now jumping into the recap of the last couple episodes. So Hibiki fights Ver and the noise from the kind of end of episode 6 into 7. Ver is a little bitch about it. He fucking hates Hibiki and he keeps trying to run away. And Hibiki's just hot the entire time. Kirishira come in and save Ver. Hibiki continues to heat up. Tsubasa and Chris are on their way. Ver drugs Kirishira with the linker and convinces them to use their superb songs on Hibiki to kind of take her out. Hibiki ends up draining and consuming and absorbing all that energy and turning it into a big old rainbow punch. So that's what happened there. Mum's condition in the invisible airship up the top worsens, and they are told to kind of retreat, grab Ver, and just get out of there. At this time, Hibiki continues to heat up. She's super hot. And then Miku tries to go over and touch her and give her some guidance, but Chris jumps in the way and kind of helps her. And then Tsubasa runs in with the sword bike and cuts the water and then cools her down a little bit, at least for now. Everyone finds out about her relic cancer because she has a bunch of like debris on her heart, a bunch of rocks that were heated up from the relic. Everyone kind of feels bad about this and deals with it in their own way. Miku has to keep Hibiki grounded. Tsubasa and Chris deal with it in their own way, and that the, probably revert back to their old selves a little bit for a while, which isn't as good. During this time as well, we also get some confirmation about the moon. The moon is actually going to fall into the earth, and it is bad. It is bad what is going to happen. On the other side of the equation there, the evil side, I guess we'll call them, Mum recovers from her little illness there. She kind of tells Maria that she has to stop being Fine, or she can stop being Fine, or she should stop putting up the guise that she is Fine. It was a little bit confusing there. I don't really know what was going on. Ver overhears this and is happy, even though the implication is that the whole time Ver has been working with this team under the proviso that Maria is Fine, and it's been a huge part of getting him on board. So I don't know, maybe he knows something that we don't. Especially then we discover that Kirika is actually Fine, because she uses like a force field. In the next episode, we go to the ocean and try to activate the frontier, but don't have enough juice. Mum has different ideas and goes back to the Americans to try to make peace. However, betrayal occurs, but Ver does something good for once and saves them from said double-crossing. In the same building, Hibiki is trying to take it easy on the aquarium date, but then the noise attack from Ver, kind of that link between the two conflicts there, and we need to save people without our power. Kirika is internally conflicted about the Fine stuff. Maria is internally conflicted about her own strength versus what she projects outwardly. Also some stuff about responsibility in there. Hibiki and Miku do the falling off cliff thing, where Hibiki is about to fall off and Miku can't lift her up, and then she has to fall and activate her power. But when that happens, the building up the top kind of explodes and Miku's in it, so Miku fucking dies, but I'm pretty sure that she doesn't. And I guess that's moving into predictions, where I say that Miku is probably injured in some way, but not obviously dead. Like, that's pretty obvious. I would expect us to see more Kirika changes in respects with Fine, maybe some conversations with Fine, maybe a growing Fine presence inside of her, maybe Shirabe notices some stuff, something like that. There has to be consequences for Hibiki using the power in this state at this time. I would imagine it results in her losing her power for a while or something like that, or becoming incapacitated, or yeah, losing power would work for me as kind of a lead into a climax. Another thing I have written down is Mom has to die soon, right? That's like the whole thing with her character is that she's going to die. I thought that was going to be it, but she hasn't kicked the bucket yet. So I think that should happen soon. Should. And I've written here also, Ver continues to be a bad bitch. Which, yeah, he will. Either way, onward with episode 9 right now, but not before I do my shill stuff. If you like the video, consider liking the video. If you like the video and want to see more, consider subscribing to the channel. Comment below anything you thought about the episode, anything I could do to improve my presentation, comment below. I'm doing follow for follow on Twitter, so follow me on Twitter if you'd like me to follow you back. And the Discord, join the Discord, talk about Symphogear on the Discord, talk about Lain on the Discord. Ooh, Serial Experiments Lain, everybody. And also Monogatari, if you're that way inclined. Either way, jumping into episode 9 of Symphogear G right now. Rightio, got episode 9 of Symphogear G up here ready to go. 23 minutes and 42 seconds on this one, so sync up accordingly. As always, picture-in-picture version down below. And yeah, just gonna give it a 3, 2, 1. Rightio. 3, 2, 1, go. Okay. Yeah, okay. Well, we are back where we were. That's good. And I am definitely recording, which is nice. Apparently, yeah, Miku tries to lift her up, like a last bit of strength. Nice little touch, and then bye. What if she just let herself, like, splatter, and then the show ended? That'd be kind of funny. She let out a bunch of steam, and then boom. We get a really cool frame here, though. Like the shadily look. Yeah, this one. Yeah, cool. Alright, into the opening. As I've said like 4 times now, pretty sure that Miku's going to be okay in the grand scheme of things. Could be wrong, though. They just kind of went on a date together. Yeah. Yeah, Hibiki's cool. Yeah, the whole thing when the star became music. Lots of stars, huh? Indeed. Is that like 16 Mikus? It's funny, right? In the early parts of this season, I was kind of complaining about Miku being shafted a little bit, but now Miku's very important. And as a result, we kind of swapped over, like, Chris is less relevant now. I'm sure Chris still has some stuff to do, like, further in this season, but kind of been quiet for a while. Just kind of been next to Tsubasa for a little bit. Alright, what are we doing? Oh, hero story. Well, I know a hero. There she is. But we didn't see the stars together. That's the whole thing. Oh, immediate power gone. What was that crumbling? Hello, Tsubasa. Yeah, we're here to save the day. Yeah, just as I was saying Chris had nothing to do, she comes through with a banger. Yeah. Yeah, and we don't want that. Sounds a bit stupid, but I like it. Yeah, this song was in like episode 2 or 3. I remember. Yeah, and that's a lot of your drama now, right? But you can't like blame yourself for that. You were in a different place. But you're gonna try to fix your mistake. That's nice. Didn't we have a fight at this tower last season as well? I believe that's correct. It's where you had your big moment and sang your cool song. I like your Go to Hell song too. That one's pretty cool. Yeah, Genjiro hasn't had much to do either. Yeah, that's exactly what happened. Well, that's Ver. Yeah, it's true. Yeah, we're not going to go up and have a look around and check. Well, maybe Mario, right? Mario was up there. Hmm. Thank you, lady that I still don't know your name. Aw, I'm pretty sure Miku's not dead, but sure. You believe she's dead, and that's what's important. Oh yeah, she used a big ass spear and like killed like humans. Yeah, maybe give her a cuddle. Shut up, Ver. The moon falls in a decade. What? I thought it was way sooner. Okay. Yeah. Well, you know that, don't you, Kiriko? Oh, the music's like kind of jazzy. Okay. Yeah. You're projecting a lot of confidence for somebody that's a little bitch. But anyway. Yeah, whose phone? What does this mean? Who had a phone? It's Chris eating spaghetti. Why not? Okay. Okay. Yeah. Shut up. Just eat some spaghetti and calm down. Oh. Oh, the blush. Yeah. I have a lot of questions about what she was eating, but I'm gonna leave them. Wait, they've been talking like all night. Okay, so they were fooling everybody. Hmm. But yeah, but you wanted to do it because you thought that there was no. You wanted to quit out, right? Well, also that. Yeah, chew that scenery. Okay. Nah, nah. It's a little more hand holding. Hmm. Doubling down, huh? Yeah, but you would save their lives, though. If only there was some alternative. Hell yeah. I'm also dying. Oh, that little look there. Because Mario can't, like, help Mom. Or can't show weakness in front of her like that. A dear guest? Why do you have a guest? Yeah, okay. I had some suspicions about this. We've been waiting for this plotline for a long ass time, right? The Miku's, like, been taken, and we need to go save her. Yeah, she's alive. I'm glad we're not. This is some classic Symphogear pacing, right? We're not holding on this thought that she might be dead. We're just going. You know what I mean? Alright, so what are we doing now? Oh god, the music. Yeah, sick. We needed this as a society. It's sick, shut up. Shut up, you love it. This is what, yeah, we as a society needed this. And it's a duet. What a hit. Yeah, more stupid training montages, please. Oh, Chris hates it. Classic. Oh, look at this rocky shit. Oh god, don't throw her down. She'll die. Maybe you guys could have a chat. That'd be cool. You probably got a lot more in common than you think. All this shit about the apple. Just still don't understand. Good old Lulu Mel. For saving? Yeah. Ooh, yeah, okay, awesome. Oh, lots of stuff you can apply there. Oh, come with me if you want to live. Shut up, Ver. Go away. You're ruining everything. Cause I'm a psycho. Yeah, let's have a chat. Why not? Don't trust this evil, evil man. It's true. Yeah. I would be scared too. Ooh. Bye. Okay. Lots of stuff you can talk about there. What does being Fine mean? That was so fast. Like, what even happened in that scene? That was so funny. Oh, I like the coats. It's getting cold. Oh god, the Americans, no. Why don't you be normal? Uh... No, don't double down. Bro, get Miku to talk to her. Yeah, you can, like, stop at any time. You can be like, hey, like, stop doing this. Okay, looks like we have another fight. Yeah, you can't go. Ooh. Little bit of kindness. We stand Chris. For sure. Oh, the tie too. Yeah, that was sick. These guys are just like these guys they're just soldiers. Yeah. Yeah, think about it. Ooh. She kind of hit that note. I don't think we've gotten a Shirabe transformation sequence before. Yep. Well, the sound effects kind of fun too. Got old Heelys. Sounds like a different song too. Oh shit. It's like a Beyblade. Nah, the same song. Maybe it's a different composition, same lyrics. Yeah, she's got gamer style. Yeah, she's cool. Everyone loves spinning in this show. Oh, you shouldn't be here. Oh no. But why? What? Well, but I have questions, sure. Okay, they got shot through a torpedo, who cares? We got him. It's gonna be end of the episode soon. Yeah? What did you mean by this? What is happening? Oh, it's the character from the poster. Oh, it's Miku. What the fuck? What did they do to you? Well, that's a big cliffhanger. What did they do to my sweet girl? Fuck Ver, I hate that guy. But I mean, from a character perspective, like, now Hibiki's gonna have to act, right? Oh, it's all just very tragic now. I thought it was gonna be like, oh, this is like Niflheim's heart has become a person or something, but nope. They kind of really bury the lead by putting her on the poster, huh? Or don't bury the lead. I don't know what your perspective on that would be. Yeah, we hate Ver. Stuff that guy. Did I mention the pacing? So much happened that episode. Jesus Christ. Right here, going to jump into a little bit of analysis on episode 9. I think it was 9. Well, now I guess all of that stuff, like in episode 8, where they're doing their like last goodbyes before they drop Hibiki. Well, they drop Hibiki, Miku drops Hibiki. Makes a lot more sense, is my point. It was less a last goodbye from Hibiki, it was more a last goodbye from Miku, to make what we find out this episode all the more tragic. Yeah, it got me. It was that sucks. I hate that. And yeah, Ver is officially, I was joking before, but we need this guy like dead. We need him in a ditch, 6 feet under, all sorts of other words for that. He is a flop and we hate him. That's basically what I'm getting at. But yeah, that's something that I've probably always thought in the back of my mind that, hey, there's a character that's in the main cast that doesn't really have another form, that doesn't really have a Symphogear as per se. I wonder if she'll ever get one. I thought that there would be a way later season thing. Like, I don't know. I don't know if this will persist. I don't know if it's based around a relic. It would have to be, right? I wonder what relic. That's a bit weird. But they have Linker, so they can make it happen if she does the thing, right? Forcibly, I would imagine as well. I don't know what she seemed like a little bit blank in the face as well. I don't know what that's about, but I'm sure we'll find out. But yeah, that episode went in like a million different directions. So I guess we're just gonna jump in. Like there was a training montage that was meant to be comedic. There was Chris eating a bunch of like pasta. There was a very kind of disjointed and weird little scene between Kirika and Shirabe that I don't really understand, and I'll talk through why I don't think I understand it. And Maria making another heel turn, which is fun, kind of doubling down, giving in to her own personal weakness and her own need to be perceived as strong, her need to make the harsh decisions for the greater good, in her opinion. There was also another revelation that I didn't know, that apparently this moon thing is happening in like a decade. I thought it was like a week. Or maybe not a week, if not like a month, right? I thought it was going to happen very soon. 10 years is a long enough time to prepare something if everybody, like, we just tell like all the nations, hey, the world's going to end in 10 years. We should work for a way to stop that. I'm sure we could figure out something. Like we made Kadingia in like not that amount of time, and that was a laser strong enough to destroy the moon. So, but I guess we don't want to destroy the moon. Anyway, that's just getting like really granular. Let's just jump in. Yeah, that was a bit of a cliffhanger for that episode for sure. Hope I don't get cliffhanged again. That would be really bad. We start the episode with a kind of flashback to the end of the last episode, and I wanted to just focus in on the very start where we get this very tragic little conversation between the two. So now, see, we're seeing this, right? I said this before. We see this as a tragic goodbye for Hibiki, right? We think Hibiki's going to transform and then do some shit, and then something bad's going to happen to her. That's why I said maybe she loses her power, or maybe she goes into a coma, or maybe some other stuff happens, right? I thought that's where we're going with the scene. That's what that was setting up. Instead, we subvert that. It's actually Miku that's in mortal peril. After the opening, we get our episode title in Hero Story, so we can take this in a number of different directions. Basically, it's related to every character, minus Ver, who is trying to be a hero. I guess Ver's trying to be a hero in his own twisted logic, right? But he's doing a bad job. Like, Maria is internalizing that the main kind of qualities and attributes of a hero are their hard-heartedness, their need to make the tough decisions when others can't, right? We need to do this stuff right now, small wrongs for the greater good overall later on. And we need Ver for this. I don't know anybody else that can help us in that regard. And then we have Kirika and Shirabe trying to be heroes for each other, even though they're making bad decisions pretty constantly, especially Kirika. But anyway, Chris is trying to open up her heart a little bit more. That's somewhat heroic, I would say. Tsubasa's trying to take it all on herself. Again, a lot like Maria. And yeah, Hibiki's out of action, at least for now. But again, hero is the one word that I would use to describe Hibiki. A very interesting, very broad title that you could take in a lot of different directions. Yeah, this isn't tragic at all, especially this. To my knowledge, this hasn't happened, right? They haven't gone and seen the stars. Yeah, we're gonna get some absolutely like tearjerker scene about like convincing the other Miku to come back from the other side and that kind of shit. I guess that's why, yeah, Miku was so absent for so long, and now she's very important. She's vitally important to the plot. That's so funny. When Hibiki's having a cry, we have Tsubasa and Chris rushing in to give her a hand as she kind of copes with what she's learned. And the main thing from this scene that I got is that, hey, this is the same tower from Season 1, where she sung her song and shot a bunch of noise out of the sky. So it's kind of mirroring in that way. That's pretty cool. I love the vocal performance on this song too. It's very raw. Again, it sounds like it's recorded in... It's not a pre-recorded song. It's, in motion. Like, she really hits that "you're annoying me." Like, I don't know what the translation is, but she hits that shit like she's actually there. Again, adds a lot to the scene. Like, I can't stress this enough. If they were just playing a recording, it'd be a lot worse than it is right now. Because right now it's very cool. And of course, hit him with the Megadeth Party and the Billion Maiden. And yeah, I have read these lyrics in the past, and they are very hilarious. I do like her Dorothy shoes as well. They're pretty cool. She's asking questions throughout this, like, who's the bastard behind this? Who did this? Is it you? No, it is you. Like Chris. That's the whole. You can't blame yourself because you're in such a different spot. But in the back of your mind, you do wonder, right? Like, if I wasn't in that space, this wouldn't have happened the way it did. It's a tough one. She shouldn't blame herself, but yeah, I guess there's no but there. She shouldn't blame herself. And then the big I won't run anymore refrain, and then big rocket. That's a Megadeth Fuga? I don't know what a Fuga is. I don't want to elaborate really. Team Disaster Squad here finds out about the deal between the Americans and FIS and how it went south, but still have some questions as to the actual details of what happened. This kind of leads into the last part of the episode where they're at least monitoring one of the battleships nearby. So some third party didn't like the idea of the Americans and FIS teaming up. Again, Ver's, extremely anti-American. I guess because there'd be more people to call him out on his shit. You can kind of gaslight and convince a bunch of like teenage girls. And Mari, I don't know how old Mari is. It's implied to be she's an adult at least. But it'd be harder to do that for an entire country, I guess. Well, this entire country's government. I don't know. Because Ver's going off on his own little plan. He's got his own little stuff going on. He doesn't really care as much about saving the world. He's using them for some nefarious purpose, I believe. So this is why he didn't like these two teaming up. I think that makes sense. And it's for it's all about making big statements like this, like big statements of power, so they don't get fucked with, and he can kind of pursue his plans without anybody getting in the way. Then we just have Hibiki thinking about Miku and stuff. It's pretty sad. I brought you something warm to drink, but the warmest thing I know is gone. Aww. Aw, Hibiki. People need to give people more hugs in this show. That's what I've decided. And this is just tragic with the context at the end of the episode, huh? Like, that's horrible. I hate that. So let's break this down a little bit. What's Maria thinking here? What's she cooking? So her whole thing is saving people, right? And in the process of needing to save people, she's literally used her spear to kill somebody, right? So there's two ways she can go from this. It is the extremely good route, which is, hey, we can probably end up saving people with not killing people with their weapons and using some other method, and Ver's a little bit crazy, and I'm not going to trust him, and there's other people that are stronger, and we can definitely work something out. But she goes for the other method, which is, what I needed to do there was make a tough decision for the greater good. I did the right thing, even though this is weakness I have right now, feeling sorry for these people, right? I need to eliminate that. I need to be stone cold. I need to not have any care for anything. And I need to make these tough decisions because that's what being a leader is. When I don't think that's the case. But again, it's called character growth, ladies and gentlemen. She's going to make her way out of it and hopefully be okay on the other side. I do hope she survives. Again, I've talked about how it may be character of the season, if you know what I mean. So we may go into the next season, season 3, and there'll be a whole new set of characters because these ones have all carked it. Maybe that's what happens. I don't know. I'd like to think we'd keep him around, at least in a side character sense. Like, this is what I mean about more hugs in the show. Like, you see somebody hysterically crying. I know you're going through your own stuff, but you could give her a hug for sure. Why not? And here comes slimy-ass Ver. We believe that we should save as many lives as possible before the moon falls in a decade, don't we? Again, like this kind of gaslighting type move. Yeah, you guys do believe that, right? Then we need to go with my methods. My methods are going to do that. I disagree. And Mom's actually the bad guy for trying to quit out of this weird, terrorist cult that we've made with the... So it's weird, right? Normally in a plot like this, a liar revealed type story, then we would have Kirika and Shirabe be like, oh, Maria, how could you? And then they go to Ver, but it's kind of the opposite, which is a little bit strange. I guess because Kirika knows what she knows. Again, this doubling down of the whole weakness. I was too weak to take this title of Fine, right? And then later on in the episode, she adopts that title. She says, we are Fine again, like she did at the very start of the season. So in a lot of ways, she's at her weakest moment right now, at her lowest point, and she's going to come out of it by joining Ver. She's going to seize Ver as the ultimate way out, I have to not be like this, I have to be strong. And you make that reaction. You're not Fine then, and that gets cut off. Because I am Fine. Oh no, that's bad. That's really bad. Simultaneously, while that's on, Ogawa finds Miku's like phone, I guess, which has a tracking device on it. But again, where it is right now, in the river, would have made no sense considering that she died in an explosion in the top of the building up there. So something may have occurred, and that's why we get the idea that we get, that Miku is actually alive. And as soon as we learn that, we think about, oh, okay, well, if Miku's alive, and who else was in the building that could save her, and it's Maria, and again, it just all makes sense, right? Then we have one of the most confusing scenes of the episode. I guess this is symbolizing kind of Chris and Tsubasa, or Chris trying to kind of send the olive branch towards Tsubasa. Hey, we should talk some things out. It's getting pretty crazy out there. Let's have a heart-to-heart, that kind of thing. However, Tsubasa refrains from eating past 9 p.m. I was going to say 9 a.m., which would be an impressive feat. And then Chris calls it a drag, and then Tsubasa's like, I'm leaving. Are you angry? How could I be calm? The FIS, Tachibana, and my own powerlessness when my comrades were in peril, it's unbearable. So you're still taking a lot of the blame. She's also sitting like cross-legged on a seat like that, which is kind of nuts. Now, but girls like do like weird sitting stuff all the time. They don't use chairs normally. I only called you here because I wanted to have dinner with you once. I thought we might be able to have a heart-to-heart over some food. When did we get like this? We share the same goal, but we've split apart from each other. And that's fairly poignant, I think. That's a lot of what's happened across the entire season, actually. Don't we all share the same goal, pretty much? Which is saving the moon from falling into the earth. And the whole problem is that we can't communicate this to each other effectively to tell every party this is that we can't unite, you know what I mean? So we're going about it in different ways and hurting each other as a result. I think that's pretty poignant. But then we get Tsubasa's response here, which is like, how can you even expect us to do something like this when you can't call me by my given name? And then she gets very blushy about it, and it's all very cute. And then she walks away. And okay, let's break down the food. So she was eating like a tomatoey pasta, let's say some spaghetti, some bolognese. It had mushrooms in it, which, you know, you do you. You can have mushrooms in yours. I don't. But also she's drinking coffee. Now, I understand that, you know, coffee, Italian food, that works. But you don't have the coffee while you're eating the pasta. That's insane. You'd have the coffee, like, post-dessert. Or probably not even at night at all, considering it's, like, nighttime and you need to go to bed soon. Anyway, like, I've spent way too much time criticizing the food. They probably didn't even think about it at all, but that's... it's very funny to me. I don't know why. Yeah, she also had a bit of pasta on the bottom of the cup that she was drinking coffee out of, implying that she had the coffee cup on the plate as well. Or she's a very messy eater. It's one of the two. It's a confusing scene. But yeah, you know, the parts where they were actually talking about what was going on were pretty good. Now this is weird because they're seemingly having the same conversation again, but it has become night. So they've been talking about this for a while, but they're continuing on the same point, right? It's all true. I haven't been Fine, and we've been second thinking our plan to save mankind. Tried to give the Americans some info about the frontier, but didn't the Americans only care about saving themselves? And we've been kind of acting as a separate entity because we want to save the entire world, not just America. If the negotiations succeeded, we would have lost the upper hand. That's why you summoned the noise there, and laid waste to the surroundings. And then the smile by Ver. This is somewhat performative, right, for Kirika and Shirabe, right? I think so. I protected you from those wicked Americans. I'm the good guy, obviously, right? And this is the whole thing, right? So Maria jumps in front. Maria believes what Ver is selling here, right? Which is, the Americans are bad. What we did was essentially trying to run away. We're not going to run away again. We're going to stay steadfast in our goals and try to save as many people as possible. Even if we have to lose some along the way, the greater good, right? That's what Maria's thinking. And Ver's projecting strength right now through Solomon's Cane, and that kind of strength is what we need to save the world. So that's wrong, but I understand why you made the decision. So, okay, that's better on rewatch, I think. And yeah, projecting a lot of Serena's wishes through it as well. A lot of baggage there about being strong enough. Think back to that little flashback there with Serena, right? If Maria was strong enough to take the step up there, she would still have a sister, right? she's projecting a lot of that into it too. Okay. And yeah, like screenshot this. Like, no, that's Symphogear's antithesis. Okay, interesting little line here from Mum as well. This is the decision of Maria herself, and not the false Fine I trust. And then just this strong look from Maria, right? Like, when you were trying to be Fine, you put on a lot of this front, right? Think of her at the concert during the first episode, right? That's her putting on a front, right? She's not really like that in reality. She's not really that intense. She's actually very weak. I guess Mom's asking, is she putting on this guise again, right? Is she putting on a Fine costume and trying to continue to be Fine even though she doesn't have to? Think about a lot of Mom's lines about, look at what I've made these gentle girls do. A lot of that kind of stuff, right? Because Mom's guilty of this as well, right? She's guilty of doubling down when she probably shouldn't have. And then when she tried to quit out, now they're appropriately mad and she thinks this is the correct form of action and blah, 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 blah. It's just all very, like, why can't we all be friends? And I get why, but it's a little bit frustrating. That we're all trying to do the same thing, right? Kind of. I mean, Ver's evil. Kick that guy out. We don't care about him. He's a bozo. Great little moment here as well. Mom starts coughing. Maria lurches forward like, oh, I have to help her. It's like, no, I can't do that. I have to project strength. I have to stay reserved and stay, like a leader, proud and proper and standing straight, and I don't care about this. And that's what leading is, for sure. So, yeah, Maria has a long way to go before she's in a good space again, I believe. She's kind of reverted a little bit. And Ver says he has a dear guest of ours to attend to as well. And there she is, there's our dear guest. Yeah, as soon as we started putting stuff together, like where Maria was and that Miku was alive, like, this is pretty obvious. What happens at the end of the episode wasn't so obvious, but yeah, I thought that this was going to be like full damsel in distress, not corruption subplot. Certainly a decision, for sure. I kind of hate it, but I'm supposed to hate it, so that's the point. And still, considering Symphogear's pacing, I'll relate it to something like Kill la Kill, and spoilers for Kill la Kill, but there's, I guess, a couple episode arc towards the end where there's a corruption subplot, and it goes past fairly quickly, and it's fine, right? And it actually reinforces a lot of themes of the show, and I hope we don't drag this out, is my point. I hope we're back to happy-go-lucky Miku pretty soon, and trusting Symphogear's pacing, I believe that we will be. So this is all very quick, this little inspiring moment here. Probably too quick, but again, that's just Symphogear. We go, like, Hibiki finding out that Miku's alive into training montage in, like, 30 seconds. Yeah, essentially, like, they tell her about the tracking data and that Miku can't actually be dead, and yeah, it's time to leap into action as a result. Now then, nothing's better for a change of mood than some exercise. And then training montage, baby. And who's soundtracking said montage? Only fucking Genjiro. Hell yes, this is so good. And we get to read his lyrics. Great. Naught remains but my dedication and determination. I sweat and bleed in search of one true path. I put my life on the line. Look at it, inspiring eyebrows from Hibiki too. Less so from Chris. Chris is hilarious through this whole scene, by the way. So great. Again, it's a little bit incongruous where she is in the story. So, okay, okay. Let's break down Hibiki this episode, right? She's gone from devastated that Miku's, like, dead to finding out that her wife, excuse me there, is now alive, into determinedly training, into joking and having fun while training, into, at the end, trying to jump into battle but can't, into finding out that Miku is actually, like, been... I don't know what happened to Miku. She got, like, drugged or something. I don't know what happened. Like, it's a lot, is my point. But I don't know how I find so many ways to keep saying that Symphogear's a lot, because it is. But it's very funny. Laughing in the face of danger, I stride proudly like a lion. Just extremely Genjiro dad energy. I love it. Hibiki joins along in the vocal too, which is very nice. Though we don't know what lies in wait, we climb and climb ever higher. And look at him, absolute icon Chad over here. I guess these keep being the symbols like, hey, don't take this super seriously, right? So even when we see what happens at the end, and, it is pretty tragic, I guess stuff like this is a constant reminder that, hey, this isn't a drama, this isn't like your biggest, overdramatic shonen. We can have some fun with it. I think that's fun. Because one day we'll engrave our names in the sky, as we're doing like this with the teacups. I definitely couldn't do that. And yeah, Chris is struggling. I love the vibes here. You could tell so much from a little, right? Genja is leading. Hibiki's right behind because, they've trained before and done that kind of thing, and she's feeling determined after hearing the news. Subasa, this is just like another day for her because she trained so hard. And then Chris is like, why are we doing this stupid shit? Like, I hate this. Love it. We do our rocky shit right at the end and run right up the top of this mountain and cheer and do all that kind of stuff. And yeah, that's the end of that. Now time for sadness. I guess what we should think about when Mari is singing this song is that, hey, this is a reminder of Serena, right? That's the whole thing, right? She's channeling her own weakness, or thinking back to her own weakness in that situation and thinking why she acted the way she acted, and, why couldn't she be strong? Why did she need Serena to give up her life for her, and blah, blah, blah. It's bad, right? She's taking the wrong lesson from her self-sacrifice. And it's frustrating because these two could just talk it out, and I reckon they would have a lot in common. Probably could have prevented what happens next. We also get a lot of Maria seeing Serena in Miku. So we can relate that a little bit. Hey, Gungnir user has close character to them, the most important character to them. Bit of switchy swappy there, which is fun. And then the classic "Come with me if you want to live." That's a Terminator, correct? It most certainly is a Terminator, yes. Why did you save me? Good question. I guess seeing you there reminded me of Serena surrounded by flames. And then Ver approaches the scene. So Mario was the one that saved her, but Dr. Ver was the one that ordered to bring her back here to further their own plans naturally. I thought that this was going to, again, like this is our hostage. We're going to hold Miku hostage and make you give us your relics or Miku gets killed. Something like that. Not what they did. What they did is downright evil. Evilest man ever put on screen. We hate him. Yeah, just a suspect motherfucker. I do not like Ver. He's such a creep. Get him out of my sight. There's a very quick scene here between Kirika and Shirabe. So here Shirabe says that, what's wrong with Maria? I wanted to help Maria, not Fine. Because, again, Maria is still internalizing what she was like when she was pretending to be Fine. But also, this has a double meaning now, considering what Kirika knows, right? I don't want to help Fine, and then she will feel bad because she is Fine. Maria protected us when we were lonely crybabies. She's a protector of the weak. But now she says stuff like this. What gives? And then Kirika brings herself into it a lot. Well, if she's not Fine, aren't you scared that you're not Fine? Because we were all, what were the names of them? Receptor children, something like that. So you could be Fine as well, aren't you scared about that? Because I certainly am. And then, obviously feeling bad about what Shirabe said, Kirika runs away. Okay, alright. Okay, this random ass scene now makes a lot more sense. Okay, let's have a little look. So Hibiki's lying down in bed and says hold on Miku, I'm coming to get you. And then sees this. And then doesn't like it. And then next scene. It's literally 5 seconds. So I think what this is symbolizing is something like, there's a little bit of an ice-like quality to it. The person that I find most warm is maybe turning cold. And now I'm getting really hot because of my power, so I can melt away the ice or something like that? Yeah, okay, that makes sense. I think that's what's going on, because the spinny doodle, it didn't look like her relic. It looked like something else, so I'm guessing that that's Miku's relic, and it looks ice cold. The other part to all of this, right, that I just noticed as well, everybody's wearing scarves and overshirts and jackets and that. It might be really cold where they are right now. Okay, alright, it's all starting to come together a little bit. Either way, they see an American ship here and they're like, hey, we should destroy that for shits and gigs, because it'll make us seem strong. And then Murray is like, I want to seem strong, so let's do that. It's all about getting the world's attention and respect by extension, and if they do that, then they'll be able to do more stuff freely without repercussions, because that's what Ver wants, but also they think that this is a quick band-aid solution, or Maria thinks that this is a quick band-aid solution to nobody messing with them again, and then they can just freely save the world. Again, wrong way to take with it. And here it is, the most classic example of what I was talking about. We can't terrorize the weak and destroy this battleship. We're too strong, we'll just overwhelm them, blah, 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 blah. No, Maria doubles down and says, we are Fine. Our whole team find out about the American carrier requesting assistance, probably due to all the noise, and they rush over to it. Yeah, we spend a lot of time in a submarine this season as well. So Tsubasa immediately runs off to assist them, and then Hibiki tries to do the same thing. Chris holds her back. I like this. Okay, so let's break this down. The tie. So Chris, aggressive character, grabs Tai. You want to die that badly? Softens a little bit. Stay here, okay? Then again softens again when she says okay. You mustn't leave this place. Let's go of the tie. Does back up the tie. Little smile on the face. Please. And then just runs away. Very quick, but tells you so much about the change in Chris, right? The old Chris wouldn't have done the second part there. Softened and done up the tie. Nice little bit of character progression. I like it. Clearly cares a lot for Hibiki and her, I guess, living state. She wants her to stay alive. Maria clearly hates it to the point where she's biting her own lip to stop screaming out in terror, essentially. Shirabe goes over, tries to speak some sense. Is this really what you want? Is this really necessary? Doubles down. And then she's like, I'm gonna go do it myself then. If Maria is suffering, then I'll set her free. And I don't know much about music, but her little refrain here sounds really good. It sounds like a different note. Same melody, like different key maybe? And then we get Shirabe's little transformation sequence here. Yeah, and they certainly go all out with this one. You could see her hair harden there into her little ear things, which is pretty fun. And then Ver does some sus shit. If you want to save her, if you want to bring her back here, I know just the thing. You can definitely interpret what she's singing about here as directly to her friends now. Definitely Maria, possibly Kirika. And she does some spin shit, cuts a bunch of noise. And yeah, we get Kirika joining the action here. And get drugged. And instead of like a normal green linker drug, this is a red drug. It's anti-linker. Now, can this be set up to maybe save somebody like Miku? She could get shot with this drug and maybe not become who she's become anymore. At least for now. She may also be irreversibly destroyed, but I don't know. It's worth a shot, I guess. Now we have a drug that stops people from transforming, is my point. Either way, they're all being manipulated by Ver again, which is frustrating because, like, he's preying on Kirika's insecurities around Shirabe and making them do things that they wouldn't normally do. So, I don't understand this at all, right? It would make more sense if she jumped in and saved her if she was having any kind of difficulty in battle. But she wasn't. She was slaying. She was awesome. I guess the justification is really selfish on Kirika's part. I have to leave something behind before I change. I might not be me forever. Even you may forget me one day. So if you pass away, you may be the only recollection of the true me anymore. Even if I fade away, as long as the world remains, so shall the memories we share. Okay, but what does this have to do with what we're doing right now? Actually, you actually made it worse because you transformed, which makes Fine grow stronger, right? Isn't it the whole way it works? That's why I'll protect the world as the kind of boss wishes, as the doctor wishes, right? So she's joined Ver's side because the world needs to be preserved, so the memories of us are preserved, so the people that we truly are preserved. I guess it's just a moment of weakness, and she's clearly very stressed out about the whole Fine thing. I just don't get it, but it's okay. And then, fuck that. Skip that scene. We've just been shot out of a torpedo, and we're going to go battle, which is just sick. So Chris asks for the wielder of Solomon's cane. Ver says to tilt the scales back in our favor, as dramatically and romantically as possible. What did you mean by this? I guess on recollection, now that I'm hearing the voice, it is definitely Miku, and I should have picked it up earlier. And yeah, that's the character off the poster that I definitely looked at and went, hey, I wonder who that is, and then they're showing up, and when in reality I had met that character already. Hello, Miku. Yeah, and then we get this look here, right? Like, okay, let's look at the eyes, right? Get up a comparison picture of Miku's eyes, like here, because they are most definitely changed. It almost looks hypnotic. It almost looks like she's in a bit of a stupor, something like that. Yeah, and we get this last freeze frame again. This reminds me of, actually Pokemon, weirdly enough, from way back in the day. And yeah, we close out into our ED. Yeah, I guess I hate this plot development, but I'm supposed to, right? I hate corruption stuff. I think it's kind of lame, but also it's working because I really want everybody to die that did this to Miku, so it's doing its job, but it makes me pissed off, but it's doing its job. I don't know. It's a tough one. All in all, that episode was fucking wild. It just went in so many different directions. There were so many fucking scenes. Uh, it went teetering on too quick, I believe. It is kind of jarring, and pacing is kind of a nightmare. But it is what it is. We're still having fun. And clearly we have a concrete direction for the start of this next episode, which I'll jump into shortly. Rightio, got episode 10 of Symphogear G up here ready to go. Let me pop that up on screen. 23 minutes and 41 seconds on this one, so sync up accordingly. As always, picture in picture down below, but you would have known that because you would have clicked it already. Anyway, I'm going to shut up and play the episode. Ready? 3, 2, 1, go. Yes, this is definitely what just happened, and I am not a fan. The music's kind of crazy too. It's almost triumphant. It's weird. I guess that's the lead-in for the opening now that I'm actually thinking about it. Yeah. Doesn't look great for our heroes. I should count those actually as well. Maybe there was a new relic there. I must say, in general, I don't like the weird like space helmet thing she's got on either. I'm not a fan. Hopefully, again, it's a lot of prediction, right? But say Miku does come back to the good side and maintains power, I hope she has a kind of costume change as well. Oh, yeah, there we go. I thought we may see something like that. I'll need to break that down too. I should remind myself not to skip the opening this time because there's some small new stuff in it. We hate Ver, bro. I say it so much, but it's because I believe it. There you go, we should hold hands. You know, what's wrong with holding hands? Alright, so what's the go? Countdown to the fall? That sounds not ominous at all. Okay, Senshojing. Yes, of course, okay. Why don't we cast aside this nerd? Yeah, I don't want to have a little chat. No, you're weird. Yeah, it's true. Okay, get a tub in on this then. Hell yeah. I don't understand why Miku would agree to this, but anyway. She's kind of slaying it though. Oh. What's love got to do? Okay. We can make a lot of inferences about the whole system with this. I agree. Why does she look like that? No, she doesn't look fine. She actually looks a bit more fine. Nah, she's already saying it. Yeah, they did. They went too far with this one. Prank gone wrong. Yeah, oh man, we hate this. Like, this isn't fun, it's just sad. She does have that Cyclops strip, though. But Chris is based. Queen's Inferno? Don't you dare, bitch. It's fun because Chris and Miku have history as well. Yeah, like, is this really what you want, Mario? Think about it, dog. But then Miku, like, cock it. Thanks, Dad. Okay. Looks like we blew her up. Go to hell, person that helped me. Alright, that was short-lived. Okay, we don't want to give her brain damage. That's true. Okay, oh, that's cool. Yeah, you got memed. She's got a shield, that's fun. Oh, she's slaying. Let's go. This is great. Because we need to hear some justification for why Miku thinks she needs to do this. It's got all that it's got that Chinese drip. Erases? I'd get out of the way. Yeah, we need help. Oh, she's hitting it though. Thanks, Tsubasa. Oh god. This is a pretty cool action scene, I'm not gonna lie. Nope. I used it as a ramp, because I'm cool. Rightio. Is that really... Oh, kind of. I was gonna say halfway through, but we're not. No, beep boop. Tsukuyomi. Yeah. Character growth. Character growth. I wasn't strong enough. Somebody with some sense. You can... We can stop the moon. We have years to... Anyway. Can we just, like, kill Solomon's Cane, too? It's only done bad things. The Treasury of Babylon. Oh god, now she's spinning, too. Obsessed about, yeah, leaving something behind. Oh, she's charging up. Where's, Hibiki's due to come out here sometime? Now we're here, baby. Oh! Waterbender! Yo, he's sick! Ogawa's the goat. Oh shit! Yeah, it's cool. Well, this is nonsense, but I love it. That's so fucked. Oh god. Yeah, we got her. Oh yeah, you have your one-hit kill move, right? I can't read that. Teleports behind you? Okay, she won't. Through the power of love. Let me out there. I know what I have to do. Mari, this isn't you. Come on. Yeah, Mum's got her carcass soon. She's not long for this world. It's a waste of perfectly good medicine. What else is medicine for? You dork. Oh no, because she's looking at all the... Yeah. And I did this, right? I had to have done this because it was Solomon's cane. Sup? You're looking different. Open that mask. Why not? Okay. And then if you didn't have to fight, you didn't have to transform. I have to protect you, Hibiki. Yeah. But Ver's manipulating you. He's manipulating everybody. Then that's... I don't want to let you fight. Great look there by Hibiki. Yeah, it's almost like Vernon manipulated you. Hibiki will stop fighting if you do this. Anyway, this can't be good for Hibiki either. But we are about to hit a big song though, which is fun. Yeah, hit them bagpipes. It's a different song. What does phase be? Okay, she's got 2 minutes 40 before something bad happens. Yeah, there's more than 2 minutes 40 left. Don't care. Mm-hmm. Yeah. What a great line. Okay. Trust. Yes. Person that I don't know your name. Gotta move fast. You're right. I agree. Get the whips out. Ooh. Love that visual. Oh, nice little pop there. Nice little hop. Yeah, it's pretty rad too. Imagine if you were just like working on the aircraft carrier today. Be a bad day to go to work. What are you shooting? Oh, they're little things that she can reflect stuff off of. Oh, that's really cool. Oh. The time is lowering. Gonna have to do something soon. I disagree. But, like, what are you doing right now, though? I have to fight you to free you from fighting. Okay, this looks bad. Yeah. Yeah, he is. Oh, it's sick. She's turning into, like, old mate from, Fantastic Four. Oh. 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 Okay, now I understand. Oh. Well. Okay. Um. Sure. I guess everyone's dead and we lost. What is the frontier? Oh, Ver's gonna be so happy about this. That sucks. Yeah, look at this smug motherfucker. Okay, I don't know what that is, but sure. And I guess Hibiki and Miku are dead? But it's like their own beam. That's weird. I wonder what happened. It's almost like it's a cliffhanger or something. Yeah, that episode was way more actiony. The action was really good, and it actually clarified a lot of my questions around why Shirabe was doing what she was doing, or why Kiriko was doing what she was doing. Excuse me. Because she's very confused. She's almost panicking about what may happen to her, and she's kind of flip flopping between different things because of it, and doing things that can be considered quite evil because of it. Again, being manipulated by Ver. A common theme through a lot of characters in this show. It's an interesting question by Miku as well. Because it's like, hey, I have to stop. It's my job to stop Hibiki from fighting. This is how I can do it. I'm going to manifest that feeling, and Ver's going to take that feeling and he's going to twist it. Yeah. It's not about not fighting. Oh, post-credit. Somebody did tell me there was a post-credit scene after 10, actually. That's good. Oh, God. Atlantis? Okay. This looks very climactic. Again, sucks to be these battleships, huh? What the fuck? What the fuck? Why? What the fuck? Why? No! How could that be the end? Nah, I'm pissed off. That pissed me off. Anyway, analysis, episode 10. You serious? Why'd you pull up with, like, the 9mm pistol and shoot her in the back of the head? Why? For what purpose? What purpose could there possibly be, Chris? You little fuck. Why? Why? This is my cross to bear, looks down at the thing. Like, is she getting conned as well by Ver? Is everybody stupid? Is there some kind of curse of confusion making everybody stupid? Anyway, whatever, we'll get into it. It'll be next week's job. So what happened this episode? We basically fought. We fought a lot. It maintained the same scene throughout, so it didn't skip over all over the place, much like episode 9 did. Episode 10, generally a pretty climactic episode. I am fairly sure that there is 13 this season. Let me check. Yes, 13. So we'll see what happens next week. That's another can of worms, because Friday is very busy, as I'm sure you know. But yeah, 10 leading into a 1, 2, 3 climax. That makes sense, right? That's what we did last season. That makes sense again here. All of the players are here. We just need to talk it out. We need to, talk it out. Just talk it out. You guys all want the same thing, right? Please. It's pretty obvious that Ver has some weird shit going on and he wants to destroy the moon, I think. The other thing I'll note right now is that I haven't seen Fine again as it relates to Kirika there. I don't know. I've got a little inkling that maybe nobody's Fine still, right? And maybe that was an implanted little dream or something by Ver that was given to Kirika, and maybe Ver's just been Fine this whole time. That's like crackpot theory, but it could be true. It tracks for me. Everyone is still making so many heroic decisions, but in the wrong way. It kind of reminds me, this is going to be weird again. If you guys have ever seen the kind of Danganronpa prequel thing, the anime they did, it's terrible, by the way, don't watch it. But essentially, person has an evil plan, and every single thing goes their way. Like, they pick every single person's emotional reaction to something and abuse it in a certain way to get what they want. And again, it just kind of feels terrible. It feels like we should be better than this. But again, that's the whole point of the show, is that we grow from that, and it's all going to be we hit our lowest point, and we climb back up out of our lowest point and hit some sort of high. And that's what Symphogear is all about. And now we're just on the lowest point, and I probably just have to embrace that a little bit more. Anyway, what happened this episode? There was a lot of Kiriko Shirabe stuff. There was a lot of Hibiki Miku stuff. There's a lot of justification for why Miku did what she did. We have a Miku song to read, which is pretty exciting. We also have a seemingly different Hibiki song to read as well. So lots of songs. That'll be awesome. Other than that, I don't think there's much to break down scene by scene, because a lot of it's just fighting. It's good fighting, as I noted during the reaction, but again, just fighting. Either way, episode up there. And we're just going to go through it and see what I have to say about it. There was some opening changes as well that I'll have a look at. First thing I'll note is that she says, I think it's Le Senshojin, or something like that. So very clear, very early what relic it is. If I was paying attention when they started singing this, I maybe could have picked it up that it was Senshojin, and then that would have clued me off to some stuff, but I digress. It's all very complicated, huh? Because like this was the relic that Kanade's parents died getting, and then Kanade got Gungnir, and then Hibiki got Gungnir, and now Miku is related to Hibiki, and then it's all very connected, right? Either way, I thought that there was one more relic here, maybe? Either way, this Miku, where it used to just show like 16 of her, it gets broken down, and then, hey, there's like evil Miku with the cyborg drip. And yeah, she's got Shenshojing, which is seemingly a Chinese relic, considering her attacks were in Chinese, I believe. There's also this stuff, which is seemingly new as well. So there's Mum into Eye Patch, into Ver with Solomon's Cane, into whatever the hell this is, the Heart of Nephilim. Either way, we have episode 10 with the all too ominous title, Countdown to the Fall. It definitely doesn't bode well for our heroes, which we find out later on. So Mum's like dying, and she still comes out here to have a chat, which is funny. So Mum implies here, I think she's a relic specialist, that's her whole thing. She implies that it has the power to lead men astray. So this is your first justification for what Miku did. Because even if deep down she knows that what she's doing is wrong, we can always lean back on this and say, hey, we were led astray. No wonder Ver uses it. He's so good at leading people astray. There's also the question of, hey, if we're going to use this to activate the frontier, you turned it into a human. How's that track? How are we going to do that? He simply used it when the time seemed fit, and we get a reframing of the scene we saw before. I will say something about Symphogear that's really good. They build up a fucking reveal, like no show I've ever seen, kind of. Something like a Full Metal Alchemist had some pretty good reveals in it, but they know how to hold information in a way that doesn't feel annoying. I don't know. Like, because we could have implied a lot of things from the little talk they had last episode before we saw the end, and now we can imply a lot of different things. Yes, I can grant you the power to accomplish your heart's desires. What does Miku desire? That's Hibiki to stay alive and be together forever and not have to fight, so there's no threat of her ever dying again, and all this kind of stuff. She doesn't want to lose her wife, essentially. Or is she the husband? I guess Hibiki's the husband. I don't know how they want to work it. They could be two wives. That girl that Mario brought back is apparently an old friend of Human Relic Fusion Specimen 1, who I'm guessing is Hibiki. Unless there's some other stuff going on. Unless there's some previous stuff that we need to talk about with Miku, but I don't know. And then here's the other justification. Lydian students are all carefully selected for their potential to be Symphogear users. But then that begs the question, why don't we have an army of Lydian Symphogear users then? You put her under the influence of Linker, then forced her to fight without even knowing what's happening. You drugged her, you roofied her. But no, that's not quite right. If it were that easy to sync someone with a Symphogear using Linker alone, we would be able to effortlessly produce mass Symphogears, essentially. How'd you get her to do it? With love, of course. I twisted the love because I'm an asshole. I'm a little bitch and I have no mates. So I twisted her love into something that is a kid to hate because I'm the good guy, remember? We should all be supporting me. I look like this. Again, I understand why they're still supporting Ver, but come on, man. At least Shirabe comes around this episode a little bit. So she wished more than anything for her old friend not to fight anymore. And then we conveyed that wish into the Senshojing, or Shenshojing, and it worked perfectly. Oh no. I don't know why she just yells out immediately. She's just a disposable Symphogear user driven into battle by Linker. She was prepared more hastily than even us, so she must be vulnerable. She's very strong, right? So I think Ver's plan here is what happens, is to essentially harness the power of that love beam energy stuff, and then twist it off the mirror, and then put it into Thingo, and then make the frontier appear. He won. His plan succeeded. And he's sacrificing Miku and basically everybody else in the process. He doesn't care. And frankly, I think Hibiki kind of underreacts here. I guess it's stunned more than anything. I can't believe what I'm seeing. So I don't like the helmet, but when she gets the visor on, it is pretty cool. So I will give her that. And she does slay her song, because it's Miku and she's awesome. Either way, Chris takes it all on her shoulders and agrees to fight Miku. And I believe we've heard this song before. I remember reading these lyrics. So I'm not going to pause this one, but I have two other ones to pause on, so that'll be fun. I guess the big part of the episode I'm ignoring is kind of the dynamic between Tsubasa and Kirika here. Always holding each other like this, essentially. Kind of stalling each other out while the rest of the cast fight, essentially. And Mario's just up in the ship. She's just flying around. So as we heard from Shirabe before, Chris is easily able to overcome a rushed out Miku transformation Symphogear person, right? I don't quite know how this works, but he also programmed some battle patterns into her head so she can do some stuff, but it's a little bit weird. I wouldn't let him touch my brain or anything. That's strange. He's just... I can't wait to see him die. I'm gonna play that scene 3 times over. I don't even care about the integrity of the timed reaction. I'm just gonna go back and keep replaying it. Presuming he does die, please say he dies. I want him to die. The other justification here is that your artificial relic Shenshojing bullshit will never bend to true willpower. This isn't actually what Miku wants. Or kind of is. Not the way she wants it. So it's never going to win against Chris's true intentions. We also had Mario wincing there. So she kind of oscillates between hating it and not caring about it, which I think is just when she's not caring about it, she's just putting on a brave face. Here we see Ichival overwhelming the opponent. Miku takes a couple shots. Good Dad Genjiro gives her a head pat. Hey, stay strong. We're going to be okay. Well, I like that out of Genjiro. It's pretty cool. This is also painful for Chris because, hey, we remember the little bit of connection that Miku and Chris had. This girl saved my life. I owe her my life for what she did for me that day. Yeah, we kind of blow Miku the frick up. And then this is a little bit contrived. Hey, if you pull that off, she'll get brain damage, so don't do it. And then we're going to use that opening to get up and do our big beam attack. This is a Shanguan. Shanguan. Should I look up Shunk 1? I'll be 1 second. Apparently means flash. Yeah, that's what's happening right now. I agree. Miku builds, I guess, a little circle around her. She's going to use that to kind of harness energy and shoot it. And then Miku begins with her song. I think her song's pretty cool. Kind of remains very true to her character in that it's kind of quiet, but gets some loud moments as well. It's the first time we've heard her sing like this, to my knowledge. I forget. If she's sung before, leave a comment, that kind of thing. And yeah, I get to read some lyrics. Now, these are going to be a view into a twisted Miku's wants and desires. What's true to her heart right now. With a flash begins the world, and in darkness ends the world. True. Home is far and fallen to ruin, and there I found light and warmth. Home is far and fallen to ruin. Like Hibiki is home? Or your home, because you're light and warmth in the metaphor. The day we saw shooting stars is so distant, my memories of us are so distant. So yeah, this is clearly like, I've been corrupted, I'm feeling bad right now, I'm not who I am normally. I need maybe a Hibiki to bring that out of me later on in the episode. Hits him with the Liu Jing, I want to say. Liu Jing. I'll look that one up too. Okay, I've got a couple. To spread, to propagate, popular, fashionable. I don't think that's it. This is meteor / shooting star. That would make a lot more sense. Liu Jing? Yeah, I don't know. Or exile is another interpretation of that. Weird. It's all with different accents over the I. Do I have one here? No, I don't. Okay, weird. Yeah, I don't know. I guess meteor / shooting star. I want it back, I want it back. It still echoes as the song that warms me. I want those days of the shooting stars and Hibiki back. Your left hand slips from the grip of my fingers. It's true, that's exactly what happened before. You know I want to protect you as well. Yeah, you're doing it the wrong way though. Actually, you're being manipulated pretty badly, and you ended up getting both of you really hurt in the process. So, fuck Ver, basically. Either way, I should talk about what's happening on screen as well. Chris is surprised when her, I don't know, this is like a reflector or something, doesn't immediately stop the beam. And now nostalgic memories, the melody that binds us together. Yeah, very Symphogear. Apparently this was able to hold back Kadingia, which I don't remember that, but sure. It's been like that in the past and present, and it will be like that in the future too. She's kind of spitting facts, but sometimes she's just like wrong. I won't ever let you go, I won't let you go anywhere far. We want to be together forever. I love you this much, look how much I love you. Look what you made me do. Yeah, I don't know about all this. I don't know, it's tough. It's getting, I've said it a number of times now. Like, we should just all hold hands, we're all on the same side. Like, verse sucks. Like, we're all trying to do the same thing. But again, the whole theme about, hey, we can't communicate that to each other. We're too busy infighting while somebody's pulling the strings all along and, you know, succeeding with their evil plan. I think that's true to life in a lot of ways. And all those forgotten memories of the days of tears and laughter. Your hand grabbing mine, oh, it's so warm. I guess that says, is oh so warm, of course. I can't ever forgive myself. Oh, again, I should talk about what's happening on screen. Chris's reflector broke, and then Tsubasa saved the day with her giant swords. That's why I'm fighting. That's right, I'm fighting. Catchy melody to the song too. They just keep hitting that. Very high energy song. Miku continues to get manipulated here by Ver. She's aiming at Tsubasa, Chris, and Shirabe. We can't go hit Shirabe, she's a friend. Can you really call her a friend? She tried to betray us just before. Again, Ver's out here pulling the strings, and we're letting him. He's a little bitch, get him out of here. And then we think that Kirika has a little bit of a face turn here, but no, not really. I was the one who was afraid to tell her the truth. I was the one that betrayed her. And then, yeah, hey, you should come to our side. And then, hey, here's the sticking point for Kirika here. We have Solomon's Cane, so we must be strong, so you must stay on our side. Because strength is where we're going to win this, right? We can't rely on any of these other methods that aren't as strong. We need strength. Again, it's false equivalence. This also serves to give Chris something to do for the rest of the episode before she shoots Tsubasa, by the way. So as long as Solomon's Cane exists, the treasury of Babylon is wide open. What do you mean by this? Don't really understand the concept of that. Is that something to do with our old myth and all that kind of thing? The thing that Fine was talking about. It's also Kirika's,
I guess, obsession with leaving something behind. She thinks that she's going to turn into Fine. She's not going to be herself. She wants herself to be remembered. She wants her memories of Shirabe and herself to be preserved as well. It's fair enough. I understand it. I don't have to like it. Alright. And then Miku just runs away. So Tsubasa says she could break free, but as a result should be leaving Shirabe to be taken away again. So Tsubasa's trying to keep Shirabe on side, I guess. Oh god, and then this part, oh my god. How am I going to talk about this? Ogawa like water bends. What's going on here? What is happening? So look, okay. What is going on? Why does he do this? Anyway, it's so cool that I can't even be mad at it. Like, what is that? Like he's teleporting. Then Tsubasa's gonna get away. She's gonna let Shirabe escape as well. And then yeah, like he is Jesus. Ogawa is Jesus. And Kirika is powered by having to do something before she thinks that she's going to disappear. We get to a point where we're holding Tsubasa in place and trying to like murder her with the slasher. Got nothing. Jabber. Walk? Yeah, the slasher Jabberwock, that works. But Tsubasa escapes with the 1,000 tears. Even if I disappear, I don't want Shirabe to forget me. I don't know what this has to do with Tsubasa dying, but sure. I guess Tsubasa's stopping you from seeing Shirabe, right? Right? I think that's it. Like, you have to make sure that you have this last conversation with her and make sure that you are remembered and blah, 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 instead of the alternative. Okay, I guess. I don't know. Can we all stop fighting, is my point? Still team up. I know we're going to at some point, probably. I hope we do. So Symphogears are powerless against Miku's relic, and Hibiki gets an idea. Determined eyebrows. We're going in there. We're gonna go get it back. And here's the justification for the climax of the episode. That girl's song drips with blood. The light of the Shensho Jing, amplified by human phonic gain, that's what I'm gonna use to open the frontier. But Mario, this isn't... Anyway, whatever. You're better than this. Come on. Like this part, it's a waste of medicine to keep her alive. What else is medicine for? Like, what are we talking about there? You loser. I think this scene here with Chris is very relevant for what happens later with her. I think, maybe. Unless it's some other elaborate plan that I haven't noticed. I know this is my cross to bear. And then narrows her eyes a little bit. Again, I don't know why she does what she does, but sure. Yeah, and here we get our very climactic confrontation between Hibiki and Miku. I like how we immediately go quiet. There's no like beep boop, I'm Miku, I can't comprehend this love. She's immediately just like normal Miku, which I thought was pretty cool. Well, not normal Miku, but not like evil super Miku. You know what I mean? So let me break this down so I don't have to keep pausing and reading the dialogue. Essentially, Ver's manipulated Miku. Ver says, hey, the radiance of your gear will illuminate a new world. I want a new world where no one's gonna fight. Right? That way, if nobody fights, Hibiki won't have to fight and we can live in harmony forever and it's gonna be awesome. That's definitely what Ver wants to do. Again, he's tempted you with something that you want. That's why it's working as well as it is. It's based off of love. That's why the gear's running the way it's running. Hibiki's counterpoint. But Miku, if you create a new world this way, what warmth will it hold? Is there some kind of value to this conflict? At least a little bit, right? There's some kind of value to differing human emotions and finding some balance or compromise between them. That's the human experience. But Hibiki can't let that happen. She can't let this world be created. I won't let that happen even if I have to fight you for it, right? So it's already running contrary to what Miku wants, like immediately. Like, hey, this actually forced Hibiki to fight, and then she turned into like a rock person. I don't want to let you fight, thank you, but I'll fight all the same. And I love this look. Yep, I will. That's just who I am. We get a great build-up here into a new song by Hibiki. I believe new song? At least like a new reprise, new lyrics, something like that. Past ages and eras, a shining light answers my heart's question. We're also establishing a ticking time clock for Hibiki to get the job done, basically. She has 2 minutes and 40 seconds. A shining light answers my heart's questions, a sentiment hotter than a blaze of fire. Again, this idea I was thinking about before, kind of Hibiki's very warm at the moment, blaze of fire, melting this implied coldness to Miku at the moment, right? My steel hammer, my Gungnir blasts the way open, the shortest and fastest way. Yeah, a lot of similar ideas with Hibiki for sure. Okay, I just read what Genjiro said. Okay, I understand the plan now. Even if Hibiki's doing some self-sacrifice shit to make it happen, the beam of Shenshojing can break Shenshojing. So we're gonna get a mirror and mirror, and then aim the beam at herself, and then essentially like tackle her in the way of it. Okay, that's the plan then. Our plan kind of succeeded in that way before it failed. I'll bring Miku back even if it kills me. I forbid you to die. Then I'll come back alive even if it kills me. Based. Based Hibiki. We love Hibiki. This is very Hibiki stuff. I'm a hero. I'm seeing my objective. I'm going to go do it. I don't care about what will happen to me. Ultimate self-sacrifice. You only have a few minutes before you burn away. Are you going to be able to do it in that time? Determination cannot be defined by such numbers. Then Genjiro is like, oh yeah, you're right. That's something I would say. And then, yeah, little Rai smile. She's still having fun with it. We love Hibiki. I can stand up again and again. Just look back at the path we trod. Yeah, I will not give up. This is pointless. I'm not going to... It's futile. I'm not going to give up. You know what I mean? Like, Miku more than anybody would know that I'm not going to give up right now. We get a really nice visual for what might happen to her here. Kind of the spinny relic thing, her scar, kind of expands out to something that does kill her. But yeah, she continues to fight on. It will eventually connect us to the future, the words my dear friend said to me. And the action's kind of popping off here a little bit. Lots of beams, lots of jumps, lots of movement. It's pretty cool. The words my dear friend said to me, I will weave into my dreams. And then we get that hibike, like kind of that sing it, right? That kind of leader respond type songwriting that Hibiki has in most of her songs. Sing it, hear it, scream it with all I've got. Let the elegy of love echo. Then that same refrain, sing it, hear it, scream it, then gather all our courage. And as we see what's going on here, the ship flying by with Maria has set off a bunch of robots which have mirrors on them, and it's going to amplify a lot of the energy. Also a great set piece for Hibiki to dodge around and stuff. It's actually pretty cool. But here the kind of stone rock stuff starts to pierce through a little bit more. It's wrong to fight. Not fighting is the only way to reach a truly warm world. Again, I disagree. You have to fight for what you believe in, fight for injustice, because, again, it's the whole Evangelion thing. Human conflict, human relations, they're important to your whole thing. We're not going to become spoilers for Evangelion like an analogous orange liquid, right? That's not who we are as humans. And then there's the realization after seeing Hibiki get hurt by what she's doing, no, this isn't what I want to do. This is the exact opposite of what I want to do. This isn't keeping Hibiki safe. If I'm doing something that contrary to her worldview, then it must be wrong, right? And then we kind of hit a bridge here, which is pretty cool, kind of repeating that same melody from the chorus. You and I and all of us, in our footsteps behind us, what flowers will bloom? And then big tackle. Yeah, and straight back into the chorus again. Great direction there, like musical direction into like a action set piece. It's pretty cool. Then hits that last forever and ever with a lot of gusto, a lot of like grit in the voice. Pretty cool VA work there as well. Either way, all of these mirrors are amplifying this energy generated from Miku's little beam there. Again, it's Shenshojing with the power of love, essentially, and then amplified through all these mirrors, and it's going to open the frontier. If it can open the frontier, then it could save Miku as well. And we jump at the way of the beam, and as we see, the relic here disintegrates. But as a result, the frontier is also opened. This looks like some classic, like, Kadingia shit. So it signals to me that we're hitting our climactic episodes. Did the plan succeed? The plan succeeded. Well, I guess Hibiki's plan succeeded. And so did Ver's. Just Hibiki may have died in the process. And the frontier will now surface, after the ED, of course. So there is a post-credit scene here, and we're going to watch it now. And it's not going to make me mad at all. What is that? It looks like a giant, like, Atlantis machine for something. Again, it's got a really sharp top. It may shoot something out of the sky. We're probably trying to destroy the moon again, if I had to guess. And the more and more I think about it, this whole Ver is actually just Fine thing makes more sense. Here it is. Chris gets out like a 9mm pistol and just shoots Tsubasa. And we hear more gunshots. And why? Just why? Why did you do this? I guess you probably have a good reason, right? Sayonara, and then just gun, and then just pause. Like, boom, I'm gonna shoot you in the head. What? Why? Huh? I guess the only thing I can think about is that she's internalizing a lot of this Solomon's Kane thing and is turned to a darker path. or there's some other deeper reason for what is occurring. Because otherwise it's just so random. I don't know. Either way, that's episode 10, baby. It's a pretty good episode. I really like the Hibiki Miku stuff. It was really good. The Kirika Shirabe stuff is still very confusing, but I think I understand it. Kirika isn't acting in the best mind right now and is definitely being manipulated by Ver a lot, right? It's like, I definitely need to kill Tsubasa to get Shirabe back. That's definitely what I need to do. It's like, no, clearly not. And yeah, what else happened? I guess the Frontier's here. That's nice. Mom's probably like dead soon. I've said that like 4 episodes now, but sure. Mari is probably going to have a change of heart at some point, you'd think. There's going to be lots of songs, lots of fights. I think we're going to stay out at sea for a long time. That'll be fun. Yeah, I think we're basically where we are right now for the rest of what's going on, which is cool. Lots of character stuff to go under the bridge. Definitely a lot of talk needed to be had between a lot of characters. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, liked it. A little bit confusing, a little bit, but again, I could just be bad. The songs were really good. I liked Miku's song, as surprising as it was. And overall, it's just moving at a good enough pace where I'm not tired by any of the developments, you know what I mean? Even if I do think some of them are kind of lame, we're moving on to the next thing so quickly that it doesn't matter. Again, it's the opposite of my problems with the school festival, right? Where I thought we could have spent a lot more time there and fleshed stuff out, because I like school festivals. I don't like corruption subplots, and I'm getting the good side of that because it's going through it very quickly. It's nice. But yeah, looking forward to next week. Probably not gonna do 3, unless I do less Lain. So, I don't know. I don't know what I'll do next. I don't know. Maybe it'll be 11, 12, then 13 plus OVAs. I don't know. We'll see. Either way, just my shield stuff one more time before I leave. If you like the video, consider liking the video. If you like the video and want to see more, consider subscribing to the channel. Comment below anything you thought about the episode, anything I could do to improve my presentation, comment below. I'm doing follow for follow on Twitter, so follow me on Twitter if you would like me to follow you back. And the Discord, join Discord. Hit 100 members on Discord recently, which was pretty cool. And yeah, talk about anime and stuff. It's pretty cool. Suggest new shows as well that I'll put in a new poll when the time arises. Either way, thank you very much for watching this week, and I'll catch you again next week for more Symphogear. Alrighty, catch you later.